Namaskara and welcome to this Vedic Wellness video podcast. Varamahalakshmi festival is round the corner. When we celebrate any festival, it's very important to understand who is the god, who is the goddess, who is the deity that we are actually worshipping. The more knowledge we have about that deity, the more meaningful our rituals would become. Just to help that, we should not do anything blindly. So it is very important to understand about the Mahima, the qualities of the deity, the Devata Shakti that we are actually worshipping in the festival. This festival knowledge series is just to help people to get the real knowledge behind the rituals and understand that Devata Shakti. When you actually perform the ritual, when you celebrate the festival, you are celebrating mindfully, and the grace would shower when you actually do it with Jnana. In this video, we are talking about Varamahalakshmi festival. When we say Varamahalakshmi, what do we really mean? Many know Vara as boon or the gift, and Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance, is invoked for wealth, family happiness and prosperity. But what exactly is the meaning of Vara in Varamahalakshmi festival? There is a deeper meaning actually given by a 16th century Madhva philosopher and saint Sri Varadaraja Tirtha Swamiji. In his classic Grantha Tirtha Prabandha, he explains Vara is not just a boon, it is the short form for Varadaraja. In fact, he mentions about the Kanchi Varadaraja. When explaining the name, the Varadaraja is another name for Lord Narayana, the Supreme Vishnu. He says Vara means Shreshta, that which is most precious, most exalted beyond all measures. Thus, the Vara Mahalakshmi is not just a giver of gold, but the giver of the knowledge of that Supreme Lord Narayana, her consort. She is the doorway to Varadaraja, Supreme Lord Vishnu. When you perform the Vara Mahalakshmi Vrata, you are not merely seeking blessings for your home, you are invoking the path to Brahmajnana, to Lord Vishnu himself, who always resides with Lakshmi. That's why this verse from Sri Sūkta says, Jata Vedo Ma'avaha Lakshmīm Anapagaminim. Lakshmīm Anapagaminim. Anapagaminim means one who is inseparable from Lord Vishnu. This means that worshipping Lakshmi alone without invoking Vishnu is incomplete. They are inseparable Purusha and Prakriti Tattvas, the cosmic intelligence and the dynamic energy. So when we honor Vara Mahalakshmi, we are honoring a divine couple, Narayana, the supreme Dharma, and Lakshmi, the radiant Artha. The true prosperity is when these two walk hand in hand. This is not just a ritual, it's a Vedantic declaration. May Artha never separate from Dharma. May Lakshmi always walk with her Vishnu, the Dharma. That is the true blessing of Varamahalakshmi. In the 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna makes a stunning philosophical revelation. Dvamimau purushau loke ksharashchakshara evacha. There are two beings in this world, the perishable Kshara and the imperishable Akshara. Uttamah purushastvanyaha paramatmetyudahritaha. But beyond both Kshara and Akshara Purusha is the supreme being Purushottama, said in verse 17 of Bhagavad Gita. Who is this Akshara Purusha? It is none other than Sri Lakshmi Devi, the eternally existing, uncreated, co-eternal with Lord Narayana. This is the heart of Sri Tattva. Purusha is Purushottama, Lord Narayana, who also symbolizes the righteousness Dharma. And coming to the Akshara Purusha, that is Lakṣmī Tattva, Lakṣmī manifests in two profound ways. Chit Prakriti, the subtle consciousness force, knowledge, intellect, thought. Sthula Prakriti, the visible universe, the time, matter, causation. The entire universe, starting from Chaturmukha Brahma to the minutest bacteria, it is powered by her. In fact, as per the Ambhṛṇī Sūkta of the Rig Veda, it says, Ahameva Swayam Idam Vadami. I alone declare the truths of the universe. I make whoever I wish to become a Brahma. I can make whoever I wish as Rudra. I make anyone that I want as a Rishi or a king. Lakṣmī Tattva, she is Triguṇātmika, the source of three gunas that shape all the creation. And Lakṣmī comes in these three forms. Shri Devi, Sattvic force, inner wealth, clarity, devotion. Bhudevi, Rajasic force, action, energy, land, desire. Durga Devi, Tamasic force, she stands for strength, resistance and inertia. These three modes combine to create every being, every object, every emotion. That's why Lakṣmī is called Jagat Karani, the cause of the world, both gross and subtle. In modern times, Chit Prakriti is like the software code of reality, and Sthula Prakriti is the rendered interface, what we see as the universe. But without Lakṣmī, the code does not run. And without Narayana, the source consciousness, there is no intention. Thus, Shri Tattva reveals to us, Lakṣmī is not merely wealth, she is the being, knowledge, bliss in service of the Supreme Purusha, Purushottama, Lord Vishnu. And honoring her through Vara Mahalakshmi Vrata is honoring our own soul's alignment with the Supreme. Now, getting into the very interesting Puranic story of Samudra Manthana, the reappearance of eternal Lakṣmī. Lot of people say Lakṣmī was born during the Samudra Manthana, but we say it is reappearance of eternal Lakṣmī. Let's look at this very interesting story. In the sacred story of Samudra Manthana, the churning of the cosmic ocean, Lakṣmī does not come into existence, she reappears. Why do we say this? Because Shri Tattva, the energy of Lakṣmī, is never born, never dies. It is Akshara. During Pralaya, she merges into the unmanifested ocean of Narayana. During creation, she emerges again as the mother of all prosperity, prana and purpose. As Suras and Asuras, the Devas and the Daityas churned the ocean using the Mount Mandara and Vasuki, many celestial treasures appeared. Among them came Sri Mahalakshmi, shining with brilliance of 1,000 suns, seated on the lotus, holding the lotus flowers, symbols of transcendence and divine wealth. She looked upon everyone and chose Lord Vishnu, not because he was powerful, but because he was Dharma itself. This moment is profound. It signifies that Lakṣmī, that is Artha, always chooses to dwell with Vishnu, that is Dharma. In Sri Sūkta, we find this. Lakṣmīm Manapagaminim, she who never departs from Vishnu. This isn't just allegory, it represents how wealth and inner beauty manifest in a system aligned to Dharma. Let's translate it into today's world. The churning is the trials of life. The Asuras are the greed, ego, illusion. The Devas, the discipline, purity, intention. Mount Mandara is stability, preservance. Vasuki is the time and effort. And Lakshmi Devi, the grace and fruits of right action. So when we honor Varamahalakshmi, we are remembering that wealth must be churned out with values, patience and purity. And once it emerges, it must be wedded to Dharma, that's the true boon, Varalakshmi or Vishnu Lakshmi. This sacred Vrata, mostly observed by women, is a powerful prayer for the well-being of the family, but more importantly, for the wisdom to handle prosperity. Let's walk through how to perform it, not just ritually, but consciously. First, clean the home and altar space, symbolizing inner clarity. Set up the kalasha, the copper or silver pot. Fill with water, which actually symbolizes prana, and rice, the sustenance, a coin, Lakshmi's blessing. Mango leaves, 5 pranas, and coconut, the Shiva Tattva, turmeric, kumkum. The sacred thread with 9 strands representing the 9 forms of Lakshmi. Decorate with flowers, especially lotus or red roses, and place Lakshmi idol or picture near the kalasha. Recite Shri Sūkta or Ashta Lakshmi Stotram or Lakshmi Ashtottaram. Offer Naivedya, the payasam, the sweet rice, fruits and tambula. Perform Arati with devotion and calmness. While doing this, don't rush. Focus your thoughts on Lakshmi as the source of energy, mental, emotional, financial. Reflect on her threefold nature. The Shri Devi, the financial energy, assets, savings. Bhudevi, the land and material resources. And Durga Devi, the power, influence, discipline. Invoke them not just for more, but for rightful use. As the Lakshmi Tantra says, Yasya bhaktir yata deve tata bhavati prabhavaha. Lakshmi's power manifests as per the purity of your devotion. Modern seekers can even live stream the puja or share it with extended family as collective sankalpa, turning homes into hubs of sattva. And if you can't perform the entire ritual, just chant the Shri Sūkta with sincerity. That alone pleases her. Now in this section, let's understand Lakshmi from the Vedic wisdom from the eyes of Shri Sūkta and Ambhṛṇī Sūkta as cosmic energy. At the heart of Lakshmi worship lies the Shri Sūkta, one of the oldest and most powerful hymns of the Vedas. Found in the Rig Veda Khila portion, it consists of 15 core mantras expanded in tradition to 16 or more, all directed to invoke the auspiciousness, ever radiant Lakshmi Devi. The first verse begins, Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarna Rajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha. We are actually addressing the Lakshmi's husband, that is Lord Narayana, as Jataveda, O Agni Narayana. Bring unto me that golden hued Lakshmi, radiant like the moon, adorned with gold and silver. We are actually asking her husband to come along with Lakshmi. Each verse is a direct invitation to the divine energy of abundance, but not mere material wealth. It speaks of inner radiance, Chandram, satisfaction and giving nature, Triptam Tarpayantim, power over Lakshmi, invoking Lakshmi to remove the scarcity. And then comes the crown, Lakshmīṃ Vanapagaminim, the Lakshmi who never departs from Narayana. Moving on to Ambhṛṇī Sūkta, that is Rigveda 10.125, spoken by Vagambrhini, gives us a rare glimpses into Lakshmi as the conscious cosmic voice. Aham Rudrebhir Vasabhishcharami, Aham Adityairuta Vishwadeva. I am the power that moves the Rudra, the Vasus, the Adityas and all the deities. Here the Devi says, I make Brahma into Brahma, I empower the Rishis, I give wisdom, wealth, form and status to whoever I choose to. This is not arrogance, it is a proclamation of power. Lakshmi Mata is the battery of existence. She is the Chit Sakshi, conscious power, and Sthula Shakti, the manifest matter. In today's world, we can understand this as Sri Sūkta is the vibrational code that realigns your inner world. Ambhṛṇī Sūkta is the operating system, voice declaring divine authorship over creation. Together, they affirm Lakshmi is not just a deity, she is the field of resonance. A conscious grid you can attune through right intention, mantra and action. Let's understand Lakshmi Devi through the Pancharatra, that is Lakshmi Tantra. In the sacred Lakshmi Tantra, a major agamic scripture from the Pancharatra tradition, Lakshmi is not a passive goddess, but an empowered teacher. She instructs Indra, the king of the gods, revealing to him that she is not just the deity of riches, but the controller of the Triguṇas, the threefold divine force that shapes all creation. These Triguṇas are Sattva, purity, clarity, balance; Rajas, activity, passion, expansion; Tamas, the inertia, concealment, stillness. Jaganmate Lakshmi manages these forces like a cosmic algorithm, weaving them into every soul, every substance and every situation. As the scripture says, Triguṇāmayi Lakshmi Jagat Karoti Sarvata. Triguna filled Lakshmi creates, supports and dissolves the universe in every form. She takes on the three primary aspects. She takes the form of Sri Devi, that is the sattvic form, the Lakshmi of clarity, devotion and truth. She takes the form of Bhudevi, the Rajas Tattva, the Lakshmi of activity, land and dynamism. And she takes the form of Durga Devi, the Tamas form, the Lakshmi of discipline, control and dissolution in real life. Think of these three as Sri Devi is financial assets, Bhu Devi the land, physical property and Durga Devi discipline to preserve them. Your health, your career growth, your family stability all depend on how you balance these energies. And who holds the remote control to this system? That is Jaganmate Lakshmi in a practical sense. Excessive Rajas without Sattva equals burnout. Excessive Tamas is stagnation. Balanced Sattva plus Rajas is purposeful action. Balanced Sattva plus Tamas is disciplined withdrawal. Thus, Lakshmi does not just give, she tests, teaches and triggers transformation. She is the true mother who nurtures but also disciplines. To worship her properly is to recognize her in every aspect of life and to adjust your inner gunas accordingly. So during Varamahalakshmi Vrata, pause and ask, am I living with balance, with clarity, with Dharma? If not, the mantra, the kalasha, the puja becomes tools to restore the divine code. Let's look at the Ashta Lakshmi Tattvas, the eightfold power of prosperity. In the sacred dialogue of the Lakshmi Tantra, Goddess Lakshmi speaks not only as a consort of Vishnu, but as a supreme teacher, revealing to Indra the mystical science of energy, prosperity and purity. She declares herself as both the source and the shaper of the universe, operating through multi-dimensional manifestations. Chief among them are the 8 radiances of divine wealth known as Ashta Lakshmi. Each of these 8 forms embodies a different aspect of abundance, physical, emotional, spiritual and social. Let's look at them. First, Adi Lakshmi, the primordial, timeless support of existence. Dhana Lakshmi, the wealth giver, financial prosperity. Dhanya Lakshmi, giver of grain, food security, nourishment. Gajalakshmi, royal strength, power, recognition, vehicles. Santana Lakshmi, continuity of the generations, children, legacy. Vijaya Lakshmi, victory over inner and outer struggles. Vidya Lakshmi, education, intellect, divine knowledge. Dhairya Lakshmi, patience, fortitude, endurance in difficulty. Each of us, knowingly or unknowingly, seeks these powers. A working mother prays for Santana Lakshmi, a student for Vidya Lakshmi, an entrepreneur for Dhana and Vijaya Lakshmi. But Lakshmi Tantra insists without purity of the mind and selfish intent, none of this will stay. In her own words, Yasya bhaktir yatha devi tata bhavati prabhavaha. Her power responds according to your devotion. In Tantric thought, these 8 are not just eternal goals, they are the internal siddhis, the powers activated by devotion, mantra and alignment with Narayana. Ashta Lakshmi is also a map. If you chase one form, for example money, while ignoring the others like wisdom or dhairya, imbalances arises. That's why during Varamahalakshmi Vrata, when you tie the sacred thread or offer 8 lamp deepa, you are not just doing a ritual, you are inviting the balanced abundance into every corner of your life. And true abundance comes not just by desire but by alignment. Let's look at the combination of Dharma and Artha, the sacred relationship between Narayana and Lakshmi. In Vedas, Dharma and Artha are not two competing forces. They are inseparable companions, just like Lakshmi and Narayana. Dharma is purpose, Artha is the resource. When Artha moves without Dharma, it becomes exploitation. When Dharma moves without Artha, it becomes unsustainable. In daily life, a business without ethics leads to destruction. A temple without funds cannot sustain the puja. A family with only wealth but no values falls apart. That's why Lakshmi, when separated from Vishnu, Artha, when separated from Dharma, becomes a Lakshmi, the forces of misfortune, arrogance, decay. The Sri Sūkta understands this. Alakshmim nashayamyaham, may misfortune be destroyed. In practical terms, think of Artha as your money, health, influence, assets, and think of Dharma as your ethical GPS, your compass. Sri Devi is financial assets, Bhudevi the land and property, but both are useless without Narayana, the spiritual anchor, the Dharma. A finance firm may hold 1,000 crore AUM, but without Dharma, it's like a bank without a soul. An individual may possess villas and expensive cars, but without inner purity, the mind remains poor. So during Varamahalakshmi Vrata, let us not merely request for wealth, but pray, may my Artha be aligned to Dharma. May my wealth serve as a purpose beyond myself. May I not just be a Lakshmi Bhakta, but a Vishnu Lakshmi devotee. So we ask, why perform Varamahalakshmi Vrata? Is it to show off wealth, to keep the tradition, or to truly honor the Devata whose qualities we barely pause to understand? Let us remember what the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, the Lakshmi Tantra and our Acharyas teach us. Lakshmi is not impressed by noise, she is drawn to sincerity. Worship without knowledge is incomplete, worship without devotion is hollow. Worship with ego is dangerous. When one prays to Lakshmi just for show, to impress neighbors, to post on social media, to imitate others, such intention leads to the downfall. Why? Because the Devi you are inviting is Triguṇātmika. she is the controller of the Triguna. She reads your inner gunas. She empowers those with humility, clarity and pure intent. As Krishna said in Gita, Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Approach the knowledge with humility, service and inquiry. So understand all about this Lakshmi Tattva, then perform this Vara Mahalakshmi Vrata, and all that you ever wanted will start rushing towards you with the grace of Lakshmi Narayana. May this festival bring in that purity of the heart and soul for you and your family. Let bhakti get enriched with gnana of Lakshmi Narayana. May Goddess Lakshmi shower you with health, wealth and longevity. And in fact, that's the spirit behind the Vedic Wellness, an initiative of Super Soul Foundation. We aim to enrich lives not just with rituals, but with the knowledge, gnana and the love, bhakti behind them. Because that alone gives us the true health, true wealth, true longevity. This Shravana Masa is filled with divine festivals. Through our forum, Vedic Wellness, we bring researched, authentic and meaningful content to educate every home. If you haven't watched our previous episode on Nagara Panchami, please do. In the coming days, we bring you an interesting story on Upakarma, the festival of honoring Vedic wisdom and Rishi Parampara. We will explore why the Yagnopavita, the sacred thread, matters and how every Gnani, a Brahmana, contributes to the society. So this Varamahalakshmi Vrata reflects who am I inviting to my home. Am I ready to receive her with Dharma, not just desire? Am I asking for Lakshmi or for her to bless me with the path to the divine Supreme Lord Vishnu? Let our homes be not just rich but righteous. Let our prayers be not just loud but luminous. Mahalakshmi cha vidmahe Vishnu patni cha dhimahe tanno Lakshmi prachodayat. Namaskara. Hari Om.